Testing for fire damage to electrical wiring involves several methods. Firstly, a visual inspection should be performed. Inspect exposed wiring for signs of physical damage, such as melted or charred insulation, broken conductors, or discoloration. Check for any loose or damaged connections. Secondly, megger testing should be performed. Use a megger, also known as an insulation resistance tester, to measure the insulation resistance of the wiring. A significant decrease in insulation resistance indicates damaged insulation. Thirdly, high voltage impulse testing can be used. This test involves applying a high voltage pulse to the wiring. Damage to the insulation will cause a breakdown in the insulation and result in a high current discharge. Fourthly, low voltage continuity testing should be performed. Using a multimeter or continuity tester, check for continuity between conductors and between conductors and ground. Lack of continuity indicates a broken or damaged conductor. Fifthly, thermal imaging can be used. Thermal imaging cameras can detect heat signatures in electrical systems. Areas of elevated temperature may indicate hotspots or damaged insulation. When determining the extent of heat damage, several factors must be considered. For BX cable, the insulation inside can be damaged by heat. It is difficult to visually inspect the insulation, so insulation resistance or high voltage impulse testing is recommended. Conduits can provide some protection from heat damage, but prolonged exposure to high temperatures can still damage the wiring inside. Visual inspection and insulation testing are necessary to assess the damage. A typical determination process involves these steps. Firstly, conduct a thorough visual inspection to identify any obvious damage. Secondly, perform insulation resistance testing on all affected circuits. Thirdly, if insulation resistance testing results are inconclusive, consider high voltage impulse testing. Fourthly, test for continuity to identify any broken conductors. Fifthly, if necessary, use thermal imaging to detect heat signatures that may indicate damaged insulation. It is highly recommended to have a qualified electrician inspect and test the affected wiring to determine the extent of any damage and ensure it is safe for continued use.